ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Hare Krishna. Welcome back. So today we are on the last section of chapter 11. We will see this section, how it says about the supremacy of the two-handed form of the Lord. So verse number 47. Shri Bhagavanuvacha Maya prasannena tavarjunedam Rupam param darshitamatma yogat tejomayam vishwamanantamadyam yanme tvadanyena na drishtapurvam. Synonyms. Shri Bhagavanuvacha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, said, Maya, by me, prasannena, happily, tava, unto you, Arjuna, O Arjuna, idam, this, rupam, form, param, transcendental, darshitam, shown, atma yogat, by my internal potency, Tejahamayam, full of effulgence, Vishwam, the entire universe, Anantam, unlimited, Adyam, original, Yat, that which, may, my, Tvatanyena, besides you, Nadrishtapurvam, no one has previously seen. Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, happily have I shown you, by my internal potency, this supreme universal form within the material world. No one before you has ever seen this primal form, unlimited and full of glaring effulgence. So here we see the Lord says, Na Drishtapurvam. So this rupam, this form, was not seen, was not previously seen. So no one has seen it previously. Now we can question that Duryodhana, when the Lord went to Hastinapura as a messenger of peace, Duryodhana wanted to bind him, and then the Lord Krishna showed his universal form. But that universal form was little different. It was a normal cosmic form, but not this Kala Rupa, this terrible form. It was not this terrible form. So, which means the Lord didn't reveal the full form to Duryodhana. And that's why he is saying here that Na Drishtapurvam. Okay, so the next verse. न वेदयज्ञाध्ययनैर्न दानैर्न च क्रियाभिर्न तपोभिरुग्रैः एवं रूपः शक्य अहं नृलोके द्रष्टुं त्वदन्येन कुरु प्रवीर. Synonyms. Na, never. Vedayajna, by sacrifice. Adhyayanaihi, or Vedic study. Na, never. Danaihi, by charity. Na, never. Cha, also. Kriyabhihi, by pious activities. Na, never. Tapobhihi, by serious penances. Ugraihi, severe. Evam rupaha, in this form. Shakyaha, can. Aham, I. Nrloke, in this material world. Drashtum, be seen. Tvat, than you. Anyena, by another. Kuru pravira, O best among the Kuru warriors. Translation. O best of the Kuru warriors, no one before you has ever seen this universal form of mine. For neither by studying the Vedas, nor by performing sacrifices, nor by charity, nor by pious activities, nor by severe penances can I be seen in this form in the material world. So Bhagavan clearly says here that this form of the Lord cannot be seen by any means, like Adhyayana, that is studying the Vedic scriptures, and performing yajna or dana, that is charity, or by any pious activities, or tapaha, that is penances, in this world. So it is for establishing the point Na Drishtapurvam in the previous verse. Okay, so the next verse. माते व्यथा मा च विमूढभावो दृष्ट्वा रूपं घोरमिदृङ् ममेदं व्यापेतभिः प्रीतमनः पुनस्त्वं तदेव मे रूपमिदं प्रपश्य. Synonyms. Ma, let it not be. Te, unto you. Vyatha, trouble. Ma, let it not be. Cha, also. Vimudha bhavaha, bewilderment. Drishtva, by seeing. Rupam, form. Ghoram, horrible. Idrik, as it is. Mama, my. Idam, this. Vyapeta bhihi, free from all fear. Pritamanaha, pleased in mind. Punaha, again. Tvam, you. Tat, that. Eva, thus. Me, my. Rupam, form. Idam, this. Prapashya, just see. Translation. You have been perturbed and bewildered by seeing this horrible feature of mine. Now, let it be finished. My devotee, be free again from all disturbances. With a peaceful mind, you can now see the form you desire. So this Vyatha is very sweetly said by the Lord. If this form has troubled you, if it was the cause of your perturbed mind and bewilderment, then I am withdrawing this, and you will see your desired, the desired form. So we see that this two-handed form of Krishna, that is Krishna form, the two-handed form of the Lord, that is, it is meant for the exchange of rasas, because that is the primeval, that is oldest, greatest, eternal form of the Lord. And that's why it is said, Krishna swayam samabhavat paramahapumanyo govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. So Krishna swayam, so it is his original form. So he manifested in his own eternal form, which is very, very rare. And as it is said in Śrimad Bhagavatam, as the gopis they are criticizing Lord Brahma for giving the eyelids, which is the hindrance to continuous vision of the Lord. So they say that what is the use of these eyelids which prevent us from seeing the beautiful form of Krishna? So we see Krishna means akarshayati iti Krishna. So Krishna means the all attractive. So devotees are not afraid of even the Ugra Rupa, because they know that behind this Ugra Rupa, the original person is Krishna. So we see in Prahlada Maharaja's case, we see that how Prahlada Maharaja was not afraid on seeing the ferocious form of Lord Nrsimhadeva. So here also we see that this Kala Rupa and his all-devouring intention, which Arjuna can't understand, and it cannot be understood also. So we see that when we hear Krishna's instructions, the very limited independence that we have, it increases. It increases. So that's why we see now Sanjaya narrates how the Lord is changing the form and pleasing Arjuna. Sanjaya uvacha ityarjunam vasudevastatoktva swakam rupam darshayamasa bhuyah ashvasayamasa cha bhitamenam bhutva punah samyavapur mahatma. Sanjaya uvacha, Sanjaya said, iti, thus, Arjunam, unto Arjuna, Vasudevaha, Krishna, tatha, in that way, uktva, speaking, swakam, his own, rupam, form, darshayam, asa, showed, bhuyaha, again, ashvasayam, asa, encouraged, cha, also, bhitam, fearful, enam, him, bhutva, becoming, punaha, again, samya vapuhu, the beautiful form, maha atma, the great one. Translation. Sanjaya said to Dhritarashtra, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, having spoken thus to Arjuna, displayed his real four-armed form and at last showed his two-armed form, thus encouraging the fearful Arjuna. So we see when Krishna appeared in the jail cell of Mathura to Vasudevaji and Devaki Maya, he first appeared as four-armed Narayana, Chaturbhuja Rupa. And when he was requested by his parents, he transformed himself into an ordinary child, the little beautiful blue boy. So here also we see similarly, Krishna knew that Arjuna was not interested in ultimately seeing the four-armed form, because though it was his worshipable form, but the form in which he used to exchange the loving affairs. So that form is the two-armed form, that is Krishna. And that's why he said here, Sanjaya, that ashvasayamasa cha bhitamenam bhutva punaha samya vapur mahatma. That's samya vapuhu. Samya vapuhu, that is the beautiful form of Krishna. as it is said in Brahma Samhita, Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena Santas Sadaiva Hridayeshu Vilokayanti. So that form can only be seen by the loving devotees whose eyes are anointed with the love of God. Okay, so the next verse. So here we see the witness of Arjuna witnessing the Dvibhuja Rupa. Dvibhuja Rupa. Okay, so now verse 51. Arjuna uvacha Drishtvedam manusham rupam Tava somyam janardana Idanimasmi samvrittaha Sachetah prakritim gataha. Synonyms. Arjuna uvacha, Arjuna said, Drishtva, seeing, idam, this, manusham, human, rupam, form, tava, your, samyam, very beautiful, janardana, O chastiser of the enemies, idanim, now, asmi, I am, samvrittaha, settled, sachetaha, in my consciousness, prakritim, to my own nature, gataha, returned. Translation. When Arjuna thus saw Krishna in his original form, he said, O Janardana, seeing this human-like form, so very beautiful, I am now composed in mind, and I am restored to my original nature. So that's why we said in the previous verse that Arjuna, though first said that he wanted to see the Chaturbhuja Rupam, and he asked the Lord to change this terrible form to that decent, beautiful Chaturbhuja form, which he used to worship like the other people at that time. But ultimately the Ananda Swarupa of the Lord, for which he can exchange the rasas, that Rupa, that Manusham Rupam. So it clearly indicates that Arjuna was aware of that, of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that he is originally a two-handed form. So this is the Ananda that Arjuna derived on seeing this Manusham Rupam. Okay. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Sudurdarsham idam Rupam Drishtavanasi Yanmama Deva Apyasya Rupasya Nityam Darshana Kankshinaha. Synonyms. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, said, Sudurdarsham, very difficult to see, idam, this, Rupam, form, Drishtavanasi, as you have seen, Yat, which, Mama, of mine, Devaha, the demigods, Api, also, Asya, this, Rupasya, form, Nityam, eternally, Darshana Kankshinaha, aspiring to see. Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, My dear Arjuna, this form of mine you are now seeing is very difficult to behold. Even the demigods are ever seeking the opportunity to see this form, which is so dear. So that was Adrishta Purvam. And the Narayana form was not very rare to see, because that was the worshipable form of that age. But this Krishna form, this two-handed form that Arjuna also said in the previous verse, that is Samya Vapuhu, how he became so pleased on seeing this beautiful form. And here the Lord saying himself that this is Sudurdasham. Sudurdasham, that is Sudurdarsham. Why? Durdarsham means already very difficult to see, and Su means emphasizing that it is very, very difficult to see this form. Sudurdarsham. So, and Deva Api Asya Rupasya Nityam Darshana Kankshanaha. So, the Devas also aspire to see this beautiful form, which is not very easy to see, because that is the most confidential form. As it is said in Bhagavad Gītā also, that is in 9.11, that avajanante mam modha manushim tanumāśrita param bhāvam ajanantya mama ajam avyayam. So he is not feasible to the normal people who deride him. As it is confirmed in Brahma Samhita that Krishna's body is completely spiritual and full of bliss and eternity. Satchidananda Vigraha. So this body is never like any material body. And we discussed it several times, Asnaviram. So he doesn't have the veins and all. So all these things we discussed. So he is this form, this is the form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, which is the spiritual form, which looks like the material human body, but actually not. And in the next two verses, Bhagavan will very clearly declare how difficult it is to see this form. Naham vedirna tapasa na danena na chejaya shakya evam vidho drashtum drishtavanasi mam yatha. Drishtavanasi mam yatha. Na, never. Aham, I. Vedaihi, by study of the Vedas. Na, never. Tapasa, by serious penances. Na, never. Danena, by charity. Na, never. Cha, also. Ijjaya, by worship. Shakyaha, it is possible. Evam vidhaha, like this. Drashtum, to see. Drishtavan, seeing. Asi, you are. Mam, me. Yatha, as. Translation. The form you are seeing with your transcendental eyes cannot be understood simply by studying the Vedas, nor by undergoing serious penances, nor by charity, nor by worship. It is not by these means that one can see me as I am. So, as we see, and the next we also have to study together. Bhaktya tvananyaya shakya ahamevam vidhorjuna jnatum drashtum cha tatvena praveshtum cha parantapa. Synonyms: Bhaktya, by devotional service; tu, but; ananyaya, without being mixed with fruitive activities or speculative knowledge; shakyaha, possible; aham, I; evam vidhaha, like this; Arjuna, O Arjuna; jnatum, to know; drashtum, to see; cha, and; tatvena, in fact; praveshtum, to enter into; cha, also; paramtapa, O subduer of the enemy. Translation: My dear Arjuna, only by undivided devotional service can I be understood as I am, standing before you, and can thus be seen directly. Only in this way can you enter into the mystery of my understanding. So in these two verses, we see Bhagavan clearly says that he cannot be known without bhakti. He cannot be seen without bhakti. And it is not possible to enter his abode without bhakti. Very clearly he states in these two verses. So the last verse of this Matkarma krid matparamo madbhaktas sangavarjitaha nirvairas sarva bhuteshu yah samameti pandava. Synonyms: Matkarmakrit, engaged in doing my work; Matparamaha, considering me the supreme; Matbhaktaha, engaged in my devotional service; Sangavarjitaha, freed from the contamination of fruitive activities and mental speculation; Nirvairaha, without an enemy; Sarva bhuteshu, among all living entities; Yaha, one who; Saha, he; Mam, unto me; Eti, comes; Pandava, O son of Pandu. Translation: My dear Arjuna, he who engages in my pure devotional service, free from the contaminations of fruitive activities and mental speculation, he who works for me, who makes me the supreme goal of his life, and who is friendly to every living being, he certainly comes to me. So here Bhagavan gives us the formula based on which we should act in this material world to finally reach his abode. He says, Matkarmakrit. So we should not perform any activity which is not aligned with the Lord. And Matparamaha, as he is Parameshvara, the supreme controller. So our goal is to attain his eternal companionship in his eternal abode. So that is becoming Matparamaha. Madbhaktaha, that is to be engaged in his devotional, loving devotional service always. Sangavarjitaha, that is no material association, not to look after the results of activities even. Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana, that also is included. No material association, not to look after results of activities also. Nirvaira sarva bhuteshu, as everyone is his part and parcel, so everyone is my friend. No one can ever be my enemy. This kind of attitude must be there. And taking risks for the spreading of the message of the Lord. as Prahlada Maharaja did. Prahlada Maharaja, as a small boy of 5 years old in the Gurukula, he used to preach love of God to his peers. And in Jesus Christ we see how he was tortured by the materialistic people and the people of this material world. Same as Haridas Thakura in the time of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We see how he also used to be tormented by the Nawab. So this is the formula, that the beautiful formula of how to working in this material world, being Krishna conscious, and finally reach him at the end of this life. So with this we will close today's session, and we have also completed chapter 11. So in our next session we will start chapter 12, that is Bhakti Yoga, devotional service. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you for joining. Hare Krishna.